Coach Nick here from Valor Fitness, and today we're going to go over the assembly of the CB-14. It's going to come in two boxes, and go ahead and use a box cutter, open up the box, grab the manual, and do a parts check to make sure that you have everything. In addition, you're going to need a 17mm socket wrench and a 17mm wrench. Once you have all your pieces accounted for and your tools, go ahead and clear them out of the way so that you have a clear working space. Go to page 8 in your manual, and we'll go ahead and get started. So step 1 has us putting part 28 on part 26. The only thing we need to keep in mind is part 26 does have a short side and a long side, and you can tell by these two holes here, they're going to be slightly towards the rear side, that's the short side, and we're going to want the long side facing towards part 28. So we're going to get our 75mm bolt, and then again, be aware of the direction of the bolts. They're going from inside to out. And we need to make sure we have a washer on either side, and we're going to finger tighten our nut down. Now step 2 has us attaching part 38 to part 26. Now part 38 goes up and then slightly angles to one direction. When you place this on, you want that slightly angled part 38 to be towards the front. And then from here, put the bolts in with the washer on either side and finger tighten the nut. Now on step 3, we're going to take part 27, put it behind part 37, enter in that bolt, and then we're going to take part 37 and put it through 26. So that bolt goes through 27, then through 37, and then we're going to go through our base frame of 26. And then finger tighten that bolt down. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. And then we're going to do the same thing with 27 and 38. And then we'll go ahead and tighten everything up. Now on to page 9, step 1. We're going to take part 29 and 30 and attach it to the base here. So make sure this larger hole versus the smaller hole is facing towards the outside. So we're going to take part 29, slide it through these bearings. Make sure it's in place. And then you're going to take your larger washer and your M20 bolt. And from here, we're going to screw it in, hand tight, and then we're going to get our wrench and wrench it on. Now you want to wrench it just so it's got a little bit of tension, not so it's excessively tight. And then go ahead and give it a little test. And if it moves smooth and doesn't move side to side, it's in the right place. Now we're going to take part 30 and place it on. So go ahead and slide those bearings over. We're going to get our larger washer and M10 bolt, hand tighten it, and once it's on there good, give it a little movement, and we're all set. Now we're going to move on to step 2, where we're going to place our handles, in this case part 29, onto part 31. So make sure the handles are facing towards the outside, and this larger hole is facing towards the back of the unit. You're going to take your 75 bolt, make sure there's a washer on the top end, slide it through. Same thing on the back side. And then get our finger tight washer and nut. And then we'll go ahead and get those tightened down. And now we're going to do the same thing on the back side, taking part 32 and putting it on part 30. Now with step 3, we're going to take part 40 and put it on 29 and 30. So we're going to insert it through this large portion. We get our small bolt and small washer. We'll go ahead and do it finger tight first. Once you get as far down as you can, hold on to part 40, grab your wrench, tighten it on. Now we're gonna move on to step 4. We're actually gonna put the handle in place. So you're gonna take part 18 and place it over the ball end of part 41, which is the handle. Now you're gonna get your 70mm bolt. It should have a washer and a pulley sleeve on one side. You're gonna slide it through this small opening on the outside. And you're gonna put the handle through the large opening. And you're gonna push it all the way through and make sure that pulley sleeve fits snug in that hole. And then on the other side, you're gonna get your pulley sleeve, place it over the open end of the bolt, your washer, and then your nut. We'll go ahead and get it finger tight. And then this part 18, this O-ring here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna fit it over this opening. So that we protect the handle, but we also protect the piece of equipment. Now we've moved on to page 10, step 1. We're gonna attach 36 to 34. So we're gonna get our smaller bolts with a washer. We'll go ahead and get them finger tight. And then use that wrench them down. And we'll go ahead and slide this pad into place here. Now you're gonna pull this pull pin out, slide it down to your desired height. Once it clicks, right? Now it's in place, and then you turn and tighten this bolt so now it's secure and doesn't move. All right, now we're gonna move on to step 2, where we're gonna attach 35 to 33. Now, part 33 has a high end and a low end. So what you're gonna do with the seat is you want the narrow end at the bottom end of the slope and the wider end at the top end of the slope. We get our M10 by 20, finger tighten them with that washer on there, wrench them down, just so you get a little bit of resistance. And then that seat is gonna face, narrow end is gonna face the machine. Same concept here with that pull pin. Tighten it down so now it doesn't move. Now we're gonna move on to step 5. We're gonna take part 39, insert it into this hole back on 27. And then we're gonna get our roll pads here. Slide them onto 39 so they are flush with part 27. And then you should have 2 end caps, part 20, that will just slide on. Maybe you gotta use a little bit of force, but that's okay. And now they're in place. Now we're gonna move on to step 6. We're gonna take these rubber washers, part 21, and slide them on these handles here, just to protect the machine. Then we're gonna go to our sleeve adapters, part 25, slide it onto part 40. They should come with a little hex wrench, and there should be a little hex bolt. And from here, you just screw it down so you get a little bit of resistance. If you push it in too far, you'll actually warp the sleeve adapter. And then we're gonna take our spring clips here, part 24, slide them over when you have your plates. And we're complete. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really do hope this video helped. If you need any further assistance or have any questions, feel free to give us an email at info@valorfitness.com or give us a call.